Today we're going to bring in the docking station M.2 NVMe. This is for second generation higher, all right? So we're going to take a look at the actual system itself. Look at this. This is the actual docking station where your NVMe goes. So it's a stand up straight, all right? Now the other end is all rubber base. There's only one entry, which is a type C, and that's pretty much what you're going to need. Now, the great thing is that they give you additional stuff. Like they give you a thermal tape with aluminum cover, so you and two rubber bands to actually sandwich the system itself and keep it cool once it's in there. But you really don't need it if it's in an open environment. I normally only use this when I'm actually gaming a lot, but transferring rate, it does overheat, so sometimes you do need it. They give you the manual, and look at this great thing. They give you a type C to type C, but they give you a converter built in the actual type C to type A in case you have the older systems, all right? Now, the transfer rate is pretty high, so we're gonna test it out and set it up and see how it works. All right, so I already have an actual cable here waiting for it. I'm gonna set this up. There's only one way to setting it up, all right? So just to make sure you don't break it, just go straight down, and that's pretty much it. It just locks in place, and that's it. So stand up straight, make sure it's embedded, and push it down, and that's how it looks. All right, so it's be careful because it's very fragile. You could break this if like you bend this, and you could mess this up. So just be careful when you actually station this. I will only recommend you use this to transfer from either your drives, all right, but not to keep it permanent in a permanent station, because eventually you're gonna crack it or break it somehow. So just be careful because it's a valuable system that if you, in case you have a lot of information too. So I do have a cable. I haven't set up the actual sandwich part of it. Just plug it in, and I'm gonna bring it up to my system so you guys can see it. All right, so we got our screen here, and on the computer management, you just want to make sure it is turned on. There's no indication that it's on or anything. It's just pretty much you have to rely on the system itself. I wish there was some sort of indication, a little light. Sometimes there is lights on the actual M.2, but today I don't have them. They're covered up. So let's go ahead and open computer management. On the computer management, you're going to have to go into devices. Sometimes it'll automatically recognize it. You don't have to do anything under this management. It'll tell you, and you just have to follow these steps to include it. You don't want to make it your main system because you're not going to boot anything out of it. But if you are, you're going to have to clone it or something else. Then I will suggest you format the way the system's asking you to. Now, a lot of times people don't like to format these. They go to the older system, which is FAT32 instead of the NTFS. All right, on this system, it just came up. We want to format this one. If you format in FAT32 or any kind of FAT systems, a maximum transfer rate is going to be 5 gigs on this, just to be sure, right? If you're going to go on NTFS, you could go unlimited on that one. And that's more of the secure standard Windows 10, 11, and so forth. Now, if you want to go Mac, that's a different version. It's a Linux system, so there is a way you could do it because FAT32 reads from Linux or either Windows. But today we're going to actually do NTFS. All right, so we identified the drive here, and right now we're going to format this drive. It says 931.50, which is 1 terabyte. It has to have the space for additional stuff. So we're just going to go ahead and format this drive. Say new simple drive, say next. And then we're going to go all in. If you want to do partitions, this is where you actually can do the partitions on this one. We're going to name it J for now. And then go ahead and name it J. Hit next. And of course, this is the option that I'm talking about. You could do FAT32, but maximum transfer rate is going to be 5 gigs to a drive at a time. Or unlimited when you do NTFS. And it's more secure too. So do that drive. Hit next. New folder. And formatting, and that's pretty much it. You're gonna have to let it go, and then you hit start, and it's a quick format. Make sure you don't have any data in here because it's gonna erase everything. But because it's a new drive, there you go. We have our drive set up already, so which is great. Now hit OK, close this out. Now we're gonna go ahead and close this. And if you want to transfer something really quick, really fast, you can just drag and drop. So right now we're going to drag and drop dash cam video. So we're going to drag him in there. We're going to see the transfer rate on this one. Right now, if you see it right here, it speeds 29.4. So transfer rate is pretty good out of one file. This file is about, I'm going to show you this file size. This is about 6.8 11 gigs on it, so it's not that bad. You know, the transfer rate's what I expect when it's an external drive. You know, anything internal which is built into the motherboard, you're gonna see faster drives, faster transfer rate, especially on your cable. Make sure you have the proper cable too when you're actually doing that. All right, because some people use the older generation of cables, and it's not made for transfer fast data. So you got to make sure you start there with the cable itself, which is sounds so stupid, but that's probably the most critical thing that you have to set up on these things, especially if you want to get the fast transfer rates. Very simple to use, easy to set up and go. I hope you guys enjoyed the video.